Impossibly Glamorous Studios presents Tea with Charles, starring Charles St. Anthony.
Coming at you from our studio at fabulous Los Angeles, this is another episode of the Tea with Charles podcast. I am your host, Charles St. Anthony.
Hey!
Joining me in the studio today, you just heard her voice, is the audacious, the tremendous, and the cho kawaii, Cydonie Brown.
Yay! Hi, everyone out there in podcast land. Hi.
I'm in LA. You're over in Connecticut.
Yes, I am.
How hot is it in Connecticut right now?
Right now, it's 70 degrees. 70, yes.
Oh, that sounds delightful. Cydonie, you and I go way back. We know each other from Tokyo.
Yes, we do. Yes.
We know each other from Japanese TV and radio.
Yes.
I have to say, it's like, why did she go from Tokyo to Connecticut? What was the draw there? Because it's not usually the next stop you think of after Tokyo.
I know. No, not exactly. Well, believe it or not, I went from Tokyo to Las Vegas. Yes. Oh, I loved it. Bartending on the Strip or bartending in downtown Vegas. Oh, it's one of my favorite occupations I have ever did in my whole entire life.
Why? What was it like to bartend on the Strip in Vegas?
It's exciting. You get to meet stars. I don't know that stars can drink alcohol, but they do. Yeah, I served, for example, the famous boxer, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. That was a hard fucking game, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Soda Popinski always did me in. What was it like? Was he a happy drunk or was he a mean drunk? What's Mike Tyson like when he's drunk?
Well, he's not very sociable, but when he talks, when I was trying to loosen him up a little bit, and we talked about volunteering in the community, and he is an advocate for that. He loves to volunteer, and he invited me and my family over to a volunteer project, and I introduced my family to him. But I don't know, his vocabulary is a little risque. It's a little too many F-bombs for me.
What does Iron Mike like then? I mean, I can't picture him sitting there drinking a fuzzy navel.
No. He likes Jaeger bombs and Red Bull and Jägermeister. He starts off with a little beer here and there, but then he loosens up real quick. So
he loosens up. Did he punch anybody?
No, no, he did not. Hey. Oh, you're cute. No.
This is the Tea with Charles podcast. I need the tea, Cydonie. I need the tea. I know you from working on Japanese TV and radio. You've had some great success with your foodie YouTube series, Planet of Food, on YouTube.
Yes, that's true.
Tell us about how that came to be. How did you go from big celebrity in Japan to doing Las Vegas bartending, and now you're doing Planet of Food? Well, forget all that. How did Planet of Food start? I'm asking too much.
The way you say it, wow, I'm just like all over the world.
We are international.
That's right.
Hey.
Snap,
International
snap.
Here. Hair flip.
Well, it all started with my experience in Japan. One of my agents, his name is Rocky. Can you believe a Japanese guy named Rocky? Well, he reached out to me because he remembers me, and he wanted me to do a just one-time gig talking about food. And he knows I can speak a little Japanese. I'm not fluent, but I know enough to carry on a good conversation.
Right.
And I said, sure, why not? Because everybody's sitting at home because of COVID. So I said, yeah, I'll help out. Mm-hmm. So I did that, and boom, it exploded. It was just like, wow, where did all these people in YouTube land come from? It's a show about 3 housewives were sitting around talking about food. Some of it is my experiences.
It sounds like the beginning of a dirty joke.
You are funny. You're roll.
Three housewives, they're sitting around talking about food, and then the eggplant comes in.
No. Yes. Because I'm American and having experienced eating Japanese foods, and some of them are not really good, not my favorite, but it's very common in Japanese people to eat, but I just couldn't eat stuff like natto. Who in the heck's eat fermented beans? I mean, come on.
Who the heck first thought to eat it? All right. So listeners, there's a type of food in Japan called natto, which is fermented soybeans.
Yes.
I always tell people it looks like gremlin eggs.
That's true. That is true. So when my family eats it, I deliberately remove myself out of the room and eat someplace else. I just cannot be in the same room with that smell. But hey, to each his own. They like it in Japan.
How would you describe the smell of natto to my listeners?
You're not going to believe this. Imagine yourself. Okay, you got your blindfolds over your eyes, and you take one good whiff of it. It smells like, believe it or not, a combination of the worst vomit you can smell, in addition to rotten bananas, onions. To me, it just doesn't smell right. Everybody says it smells like farts, but no, it's a little bit more pungent than that. So no, it's not my cup of tea.
It's not your cup of tea. In defense of natto, it does reportedly have some very good health properties, is what they say.
Yes, that's true. Mm-hmm.
If you want to eat something that looks like gremlin eggs and smells like farts, then natto's for you. Give it a try.
It's for you. Please, just give it a shot, everyone. Yes.
What other surprising foods have you tried just in Japan and on the Planet of Food channel?
Right. I talk about shabu shabu.
Ooh, shabu shabu.
It's a thinly sliced cut of beef, very thin, like paper thin. And they serve it to you raw on a dish, and you take a piece of it with your chopsticks, dip it in the hot water, and swirl it around, and it cooks it instantly. And then you dip it in another bowl of the sauce. From there, I'll eat shabu shabu. But shabu shabu, the meat's okay, but the sauce, it's called like a sesame-based sauce. And boy, I just fell in love with that sauce. I use it all over my rice. I use it on my salads. The sauce is incredible. They have mastered how to make gomatare, sesame seed sauce.
Sesame sauce is the bomb.com, I have to say. So if you've never tried shabu shabu, they have it in American cities. Like in a big city, you'll find a Japanese place that serves shabu shabu. You have not lived. Go out. Treat yourself. Treat yourself tonight. Go have some shabu shabu and send some natto to your ex-girlfriend. Just say it.
to your Tinder date.
He's like, I smelled this and I thought of you.
Oh my goodness. I like this show right here, Charles. Tea with Charles. I like it.
We've got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about the Olympics, the new Prince album, and lots of other hot topics. Sydney, are you ready to get into this tea?
Yes, let's do it.
Pour yourself some tea and let's dive into these hot topics.
Sydney, were you watching the Olympics?
Mm-hmm, because it's close to home. We lived there before, yes.
If it weren't bad enough that the coronavirus pandemic was happening, they had it in Japan's August. Now, the Japanese people, they're just messing with us.
Right. I know. It's one of the most hottest, humid temperatures of the whole entire year. Oh, you would melt. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
August in Japan is like so hot, humid. Like, tell the ladies listening, what happens to your hair in that humid Tokyo heat?
Oh, see, I a natural afro. But in Tokyo heat, oh my goodness, it turns into like a Don King afro. It just sticks straight up. It's just...
That is too funny. But there were some fun things to come out of the Olympics, even though they decided to torture the foreigners by having them there in August. So what caught your eye in the Olympics, Sydney?
When one of the Olympic swimmers, I believe he's from Florida, he was wearing a tattoo, a sleeve tattoo. So that caught my eye, like, whoa, wait a minute. Because this is Japan and they frown upon tattoos. They're kind of associated with like a mafia gang. So when he was wearing that and he won all those medals, I was like, wow, I was so impressed. Even my Japanese friends were impressed with that. And I said, wow, I thought it was a taboo. But it's different. He's an Olympic swimmer. I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
That is true. I had forgot about that, but tattoos are very frowned upon in Japan. Like you're not supposed to go to a public pool with your tattoo. You're not supposed to go to the public bathhouse with a tattoo. They think you're up to no good, is how I'm going to say it. Up to no good. But today, the children, the tattoos are fashion. Do you think that all these Generation Z millennials getting these tattoos, how many of them are going to regret these tattoos? Because, you know, we had tattoos growing up, but it's like next level nowadays.
I know.
People want the tattoos everywhere. It's like, I see these kids walking around with like $10,000 worth of tattoos. I'm like, where's this money coming from? Did you just fill up your Discover card with tattoos?
Your first credit card, you're burning on tattoos.
Exactly.
Yes, that's true.
That's what I think is going to happen. And trust me, you don't think it'll happen to you, but we all get old if you're lucky. And it's like Whoopi Goldberg was saying the other day on The View. She's like, yeah, I got a Tweety bird now on my titty, and it looks like a falcon. I'm paraphrasing. She said something a little but just a lot of these tattoos you think is cute when you're young, but they get all droopy.
Yeah.
Gravity.
Right. You get all droopy. Right. Wrinkly and all.
Do you have any tattoos?
No, I was always afraid. I was always afraid to get a tattoo. I was just so scared. I don't even have my ears pierced. Just that needle next to me. Oh, you should have seen me when I got my first corona shot. I nearly fell on the floor. Needle just bugs me out.
I'd kind of like a tattoo band around my arm like some guys get. But frankly, working, because I do a lot of TV work here in Hollywood, and like having a tattoo it goes against what I'm trying to do. It makes you less available for jobs because every time you check in the morning, they're like, all right, well, you need to cover that up with makeup or something, or you can't wear anything showing your tattoo because, you know, I think they look at me and if I had a tattoo, they'd be like, oh, here he comes, Charles with the Crips, you know, with some gay Crips.
Crips and Bloods.
But in general, that you can't really, like, Hollywood's not a great place for tattoos either, even though the kids fill their Discover card with the tattoos.
The tattoos just stood out, and they had the Olympic rings tattoos. But that one Olympic swimmer with the sleeve, I said, wow, he just really caught my eye. And not only his physique, but the image. He kind of broke the mold in Japan. Like, yeah, so what? You know, not a lot of the other swimmers were just clean cut, but he stood out. Because of that, I would just gravitate toward him every time he was on television. I thought that was pretty cool.
Does your Japanese husband ever cringe at the Japanese tattoos people get here?
Yes, he does.
Which one?
I guess the ones that are all over the neck sleeves or around the face. You can't even look at the person's eye because you're looking at...
No, I'm talking about like when people get the kanji tattoos.
Oh!
I'm always reading people's body parts. because Americans like to get those kanji tattoos now. And sometimes it's some messed up stuff. Like I once had a roommate, not now, but in the past, I used to have a roommate that had one arm. He had the Japanese word for family. So one arm had house on it and the other one had tribe. House and tribe mean family in Japanese kanji, kazoku.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know. I just thought it looked really dumb. I'll be honest. I was like, if you're waving at someone, it just says house, on one arm.
Right. And I remember seeing one guy with a tattoo near his muscle on his arm. And he was a skinny guy. I'd say he was about maybe 92 pounds. But on the kanji character says power, chikara. So I was like, what?
Maybe do a little more sit-ups.
What are you talking about? I said, do you know what that means?
Don't make false advertising with your tattoo.
Yeah, I do.
If you're thinking of getting a kanji tattoo, I just suggest not doing it because are you really a fire demon or whatever,
Wow, Tea with Charles, you're on a roll. You're just boom, boom, boom.
Boom, 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 mama.
Oh, I love it.
All right. I have to say, in addition to tattoos, one of my favorites, Miss Simone Biles, she had a controversial time at the Olympics.
Yes, she did. Yes.
Poor thing.
For me, I know. What do you say? You worked so hard because they had to extend it out for another year, the Olympics. So basically, these Olympians were practicing for at least 5 years to this point.
Right.
To see that, the practice, the sacrifices you made in 5 years, and you didn't step up to the plate. That was hard. That was really, really hard.
We don't want her injured, of course. There's more to life than gymnastics. But I kind of wish she didn't quit.
I know.
You know who is really happy about Simone Biles quitting, though?
Who? Tell me.
Sunisa, who won the gold medal. The Asian girl.
Yes.
I could just imagine her talking to the coach the next day. She's like, "Hi, coach, I'm ready for my gymnastics. And I don't have any twisties." I don't get twisties at all.
Oh. Wink, wink.
I'm Sunisa and I never get the twisties. She was thrilled.
Yes. Oh, wow. Good for her.
Simone, when she was in her top form,
yes,
she was going to stomp all over everybody.
Right. And then she hit that wall.
Well, you saw it in her eyes fly through the air. She got her twisty and like her eye was like not focusing right. So we don't want her to land on her head and injure something. You know what I mean? Right.
That's true. But she not only said the twisties, but then she used the mental health. But then I see her when she came back, she immediately, they gave her a little parade, but she immediately went into her boyfriend's arms and watched him practice on the football field. And that kind of tells me, ooh, as someone who's going through a mental health breakdown, you would, say, look, I need some time to myself to reflect. She just jumped into her boyfriend's arms. So I thought, what a disappointment.
She had a good run. She is one of the greatest.
Oh, yes.
We applaud Team USA. They did a fantastic job. And we got the most medals. We got the most medals.
I know. Hey, 2 snaps. Yes.
2 snaps. Take that, China. Take that, Republic of Korea. I didn't understand the Russians trying to sneak in, though, because they were all taking steroids, so they got banned. But then they got Russian Olympic Committee or something, and they could get in.
Right. Oh, Putin, come on.
At least it got us distracted from coronavirus for a little bit, because finally we were talking about something that wasn't Corona and wasn't Donald Trump. So I think it was a win-win.
Right. Win-win.
A win-win for everybody.
Sometimes they would try to sneak it in there. That's right. They would try to sneak that Corona story in there, and they're like, nope. Simone Biles. Like, oh, wow. That's good.
Moving right along at the Tea with Charles podcast, Prince, the singer, has a new album out, even though he's not alive anymore. Taken from Prince's vault, we have the Welcome to America album, which I love. Did you listen to any of the tracks, Sydney?
It's hard. I mean, thank you for introducing me to the song, but it's still, I was a diehard Prince and Michael Jackson fan.
Yes.
And to this day, I cannot watch or cannot listen to Michael Jackson's music. It breaks my heart. And to see both of them struggle through drug addiction, it hurts.
It does hurt.
And
I'm just grateful that they went into the Purple Vault and blessed us with this new Prince album, because I was listening to Welcome to America, and he is talking about now. Prince is talking about now from beyond the grave. He's talking to us from the afterlife.
And most of his music was like that. When he talked about when the elevator takes us down, to see that phrase in his music and picture him dying in the elevator.
Oh, which song was that? That's right.
God, he's like he foresaw his future.
Oh, don't ever take the elevator, take you down. Oh no, let's go crazy. But yeah, he had a lot of little hints there in his music. Like he foresaw the future, and he's talking to us from the afterworld. He's talking to us from heaven.
Right.
It's kind of amazing. So if you haven't listened to Welcome to America yet, check it out, because I was like, whoa, he recorded this 10 years ago. He's not with us anymore. And it's so relevant to everything going on in the world today. Why do you think Prince didn't release this album when he recorded it?
Because he was a type of artist that he was a perfectionist. And at the time when he wrote this song and composed it, as a perfectionist, you put it away for a little while, you come back to it. You put it a little away for a while, you come back to it. So he was nurturing it, and like a parent nurtures a child. And that's how he did all his songs. And people, his other band members faulted him for that, but he ended up producing it's a gift, it's a talent. And I'm just so amazed that my generation shared that talent with us.
Yes.
And
he's like the Mozart of our times.
Right.
Because of this, like we all listened to Prince growing up, if you grew up then.
Mm-hmm.
But like, because of all this, I'm like listening to like his back catalog, and I'm like, I really get it now. I was like, I get what he's saying. And he's talking about some grown man shit in his records. It's like, I feel like when you're a little kid, you might get Michael Jackson more because he's kind of pop and whatever. But Prince, he's like talking about complicated things and sensuality and all this other stuff. And, I wonder if Prince were alive today, if he would identify as non-binary or something like that. Because he was kind of a gender nonconformist. He liked to wear his platform shoes, his makeup.
Yes. Shoes, right.
Like, he kept it very extravagant. What are some of your favorite Prince songs and albums, Sydney?
Of course, The Purple Rain. Oh, wow. I have I have it on my not on my iPad, but on my playlist.
Right.
But it's hard to turn it on. So one day I will reconcile with that. But one of my favorite songs he gave to Sinead O'Connor, "Nothing Compares to You." And that's who he was. Not only did he compose and wrote songs for himself, but he also wrote it for certain people because it's just the sound of their voice. Say, hey, I think you should play this song, sing this song. And he like he said, he was a Mozart. He can pick up sounds very quickly. And to him, it was just like food.
Right.
And I'm so honored. Yeah. So blessed. So blessed.
Growing up with Prince, it's like we didn't deserve him. I feel like we weren't grateful enough for him while he was here. We should have been more grateful for Prince. Some of the shit he did was confusing. I will just say that. Because Prince always had like 10 side projects going at once. And we'd be like, what the heck is this guy doing? He's got the Time. He's got the Revolution, New Power Generation. He's got Apollonia, Sheila E., Sheena Easton. Can't you just like slow down for a second? Let me catch up. Cream Shaboogie. It's like, I don't know what, all this stuff. But you know what? Prince didn't have to explain shit to us because he was fucking Prince. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's like, I am just blessing you lesser mortals with my gift of music and take it.
Music. Right.
Well, anyway, if you're into music, you want to check out something good, go listen to Welcome to America by Prince. It's fantastic.
Oh, I miss you, Prince. Oh, I miss you. Hold up, Charles.
What's that?
Is it true? I saw on Instagram you met Symone.
Yes, Symone from RuPaul's Drag Race, the current reigning queen of RuPaul's Drag Race, is now my new best friend. Just kidding.
No. How did you get that opportunity? Oh, tell me everything. How did you get that opportunity, please?
If you're into RuPaul's Drag Race and all the drag queens,
yes,
Los Angeles is like heaven for that because, you know, a lot of them are based here. If they want to be on TV, want to be on World of Wonder productions, want to do all that kind of stuff. So like you can go on a Monday night to a place called Mickey's and there's a show hosted by some of them, or you can go to a place called Precinct, which is kind of this rock and roll gay club with lots of bears. And they'll have a show too. Even at Hamburger Mary's on a Tuesday night, you can probably see somebody.
Wow.
So I had been looking at Precinct in downtown LA, looking at their Facebook, and my friend and I wanted to go to this party called Sugar Tank because Sugar Tank was being hosted by Symone. She's the most recent winner of RuPaul's Drag Race. And that was my mission for the night. I'm like, gotta meet Symone. And if you've been listening to the show, you know I don't drink alcohol. So the end of the night comes and like everybody else is just sloppy drunk all around me. It's been a drag show. Symone came out and served us Little Kim and Megan Thee Stallion. Symone did say that she had just come from New York City. So I'm like, all right, she's tired. She's not going to stick around.
Right.
So I know the area that they're leaving from. So I just managed to hang out where I knew she'd be leaving after the show ended. And as soon as she popped out, with drag queens, money talks and bullshit walks. So I was like, all right, I want my picture with her. I should give her a nice tip. So I had like $20 or maybe it was $10. I had the money out and I'm like, Symone, can I get my picture with you? And like, she looked at that money. She snatched it from my hand with like these giant long nails. She's like, okay. And
nails.
That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. Stay sober at the drag club and tip.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
Doing drag is expensive. To do it right, you don't know how much these girls are spending on one outfit. Symone, I saw her at Precinct. She had this like 30-inch wig, blonde hair on. Right now, there's a woman in Malaysia who's bald because of that wig. She got all her hair. There's a bald woman in Malaysia.
There. Pirates.
that
Yes.
gave all her hair
What's
to
her hair
Simone
back?
from RuPaul's Drag Race. It's a very worthy cause, but you got to think that now that she's won the show and got $100,000, she's got some coins to buy the nice wig. So that's why if you meet the drag queen and you want your photo, have your money ready. That's how I was able to get my picture with Simone.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So, Charles, I've been meaning to ask you this. I mean, I'm not in the drag queen world, but I just love the pictures, their routines. How does someone get started in drag queen to become a drag queen? How do they do that?
How do they get started? I would say usually there are two ways to start drag. There are Halloween drag queens and gay pride drag queens. And usually that's when people first try it out. Because Halloween, you have license to dress up however you want, or gay pride. So usually it starts at Halloween or gay pride. Personally, I suck at makeup and I don't like wearing women's clothes, so it wasn't for me. Even though I'm extremely sexy. I look.
Oh, yes. There you go.
I have the best
Strike
legs.
a pose.
Strike a pose. But yeah, that's how they get started. And nowadays, these kids, they don't even have to go to the gay bars. They just learn it all on YouTube tutorials, how to change their man features into female looking features with because the people that are really into it, they'll use glue to glue down their eyebrows and then redraw their eyebrows.
Really?
Yeah. And contour your nose so you don't got a dude nose. You got like a skinny girl's nose. And once you get on RuPaul and get some of them RuPaul's coins, get the $100,000, the next time when they go on the show called All Stars, we call it the All Stars lips, because now they have some money. So they all went and get lip injections. So they got, they have the All Stars lips. Sydney, are you watching season 6 of All Stars? I sent you some pictures.
Oh my goodness. They're all beautiful, but I am rooting for Ginger.
Really?
Oh, she has that, yeah, kind of like the Lucille Ball look, very animated compared to the other ones. The other ones are just, once again, like, what's her name? Tayraj Hora?
Raja O'Hara.
How do you pronounce that?
Raja O'Hara.
Raja O'Hara. I mean, she's beautiful. She is gorgeous. But, I mean, she's kind of like Vogue. I would put her on a Vogue magazine. I wouldn't necessarily put her on like a lot of commercials, because you have to be on different types of television. You have to be very flexible. And I see that with Ginger. I see her on Soapbox. I see her on commercials, even like a Geico commercial. I see her in that. So she's just the face, everything is unbelievable, gorgeous. And that's who I'm rooting for, Ginger.
You're rooting for Ginger? I think, because we're getting down to the wire now. Right now, the queens with the best record in RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 6 are Trinity K. Bonet and Ginger Minge are the two front runners. Who knows? Ginger, this is her third time, so maybe 3 times the charm.
Definitely. She's on it. She's going to win it. I have my gut feeling. Yes. How tall is Ginger, by the way?
Ginger's only 5'2".
5'2"? Really? Wow.
She's the same size as Prince.
Oh, I was just looking at her face when you made that remark, one of her pictures on her Instagram. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, wow.
Sydney, I am thrilled that you're here today on Tea with Charles. And we think of it as matter of fact because we know each other from TV and radio in Japan. But I bet that's interesting to a lot of people. How did you get into TV in Japan?
Oh, well, I was working on the base in Atsugi, Japan, and I came there. Well, they had a calling for Americans who wants to be on television. So they had like a cattle call, and
You're a veteran then. You were on Atsugi. What kind of base is it?
Sure. Atsugi is a naval air base. A lot of your top jets fly in there and train with Japanese military. And I worked as a role in the family support divisions, helping Americans who are coming from the States acclimate to Japan's culture and their lifestyles, and teach them a little bit of Japanese, teach them how to ride the train. So I was working in the family support division at the time. When they had this cattle call, I was hoping, not me, but I wanted my daughters, my two little beautiful angels. I wanted them to be like on television, maybe a diaper commercial or something like that.
But you became a star instead. Okay, Joan Crawford.
Stop.
Oh, here are my daughters, but look at me instead.
Dad.
I'm ready for my close-up.
So I had at the time I had a big old afro, and I was speaking Japanese to them. I said, "Oh, okay, this is my oldest daughter. This is my youngest daughter," and they were just amazed, like, "Wow." They never met a woman with a big afro who could speak Japanese. So they invited me to their organization, and that was the start of it. Yeah.
Wonderful. So what kind of catacall was it? Like, what were they casting that day? Do you remember?
They were just trying to put a lot of foreign Americans talent in their database, so they can introduce them to different commercial organizations who make commercials. So basically fill up their database with all these talent people, and then assign them to different shows on television, print, different forms of media using their face.
Yes. And here's the thing about Japanese TV. They will take just about anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? As long as you're foreign, just because they want to mix it up a little bit.
Right.
You know, because 99% of people in Japan are Japanese. So they want something, they want a little diversity for the TV. And you stood out, Sydney, because you have a real star quality. Everybody loves you. And
oh, thank you. Oh, you're the best. Same with you. Same with you. You were very good. I mean, when we did our radio, get this, everyone. Charles had his own radio show talking about Japanese Inca music, country, folklore music. I can't believe that. That's Charles, who graduated from Columbia, his own radio show. And sometimes we do shows together, and I was like fascinated by him. And he was on magazines in Japan. I was like, wow, unbelievable.
yes, I was on magazines, had my own radio show in Japanese, no less.
That's right. And you have written books too. Oh, you are just, unbelievable. You are multimedia. You are going to be the person to go to for all, oh my goodness. You're like the Amazon of multimedia. Move over, Jeff Bezos.
Well, I appreciate the vote of confidence. The struggle is real, folks. I will just say it that way.
That's right.
It's I make it look easy. People just don't see the years behind the books. It had like the times the Japanese director was yelling at me because I said a wrong word, and it was crazy. There's some words and phrases you cannot say on Japanese TV, that we had to get used to, right? Sydney, do you remember any of those? In Japanese, they called it hoso Hoso kinshi kotoba. Words that are prohibited to use on Japanese TV and radio. Do you remember any of those? So do you remember any topics that were taboo?
Well, yes, you cannot say anything bad about Japanese sake, the Japanese alcohol drink. Yes. Oh my goodness. I nearly got my head chewed off. What? Nandate? Why you don't like it? I said, well, it doesn't have a floral scent to it. I'm sorry. So no, they would get on my case about that. So I kind of put that on the back burner. But some people like Japanese sake. I was like, nah, maybe you can mix it up with some Pepsi or something.
Put it in Dr. Pepper. I bet it mixes good with Dr. Pepper.
That's good. Oh, see everyone. See how amazing he is. Oh,
That's because I'm from Kansas City and we're like classy like that. We put our Dr. Pepper and sake together.
Peppers.
But you had your big break was on a show, Karakuri Terebi. Is Karakuri Terebi. I don't even know how to say that in English. But it was a big show in Japan, and that's where everybody knew you from. And like you couldn't even get on the train and stuff. Everybody knew you from this show. What were you doing what were you doing on the show, Sydney? What was your segment about?
Well, Bobby, he was kind of like the big hit, but they also wanted someone to balance out Bobby with the female side of Bobby. Bobby was an African person. He does a lot of comedy sketches on Japanese TV, but they wanted someone like a balance to have like a woman character of Bobby, and him and I would kind of bounce off skits together. And it was incredible. I mean, compared to the US, Japanese people take comedy very seriously. They have different, not only just comedy workshops, but they also have this huge theater in Osaka, Japan. Osaka is the third largest city in Japan. And they have this all devoted to comedy. And having lived there and watching them, and I'm used to comedy from Lucy Ball's show, I Love Lucy. And she does slapstick style of comedy. And I started using that in the segments, and it just got exploded. And it got to the point where I was trying to have dinner with my husband, and people just looked through the windows and watch us eat. And I was like, maybe I don't think I like being a star anymore. You can't pick your nose when you want to.
Oh my God, I know. Well, maybe you were eating natto. Maybe that's why they went to watch.
No, but it was wonderful. It was a very, very good experience in life. Yeah. Those TV gigs put my daughters in private schools in Japan for a little while. So I was very, very fortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that TV money. Oh, TV money, TV money, TV money.
Wait, TV money.
I remember because it was like you had a good run there. We both had a good run in Japan. And then,
right, we did.
What are we doing here, Sydney? Should we go back?
I know.
I don't know. There's a few other countries I want to see a few other countries before I go back to Japan, but who knows? And I'm having fun here in Hollywood, Hanny. It's been fun, but
yes, you're in Hollywood, yeah.
So you became a big star in Japan from Karakuri Terebi. It's the name of the TV show, Karakuri. And for the people who don't know Bobby, who she was mentioning, he's a guy from Nigeria, Bobby Olugun, who's like he's a martial artist. And here's something fascinating for you to know, Sydney.
Yes, what is it?
I did my 23andMe, and I am 1% Nigerian. Did you know that?
What? No, I did not. Ooh.
I am half of 1% Nigerian.
Hush your mouth. Hush your mouth.
So maybe me and Bobby are cousins, you know.
Oh my word. No way. Oh.
Bet you didn't see that coming.
No, I did not see that coming. Oh my word. This is shocking. Breaking news, everyone. Breaking news.
Half of 1% Nigerian. And people are like, all right, which part of you is Nigerian? And I'm like, well, obviously my giant pulsating heart. My big heart is Nigerian.
Yes, your big heart.
My giant throbbing heart.
Wow. Oh, isn't he funny, everyone? Oh, Tea with Charles. He is so funny. Oh, my word. But yeah, so we had a good time. We had a good run. Thanks. We had a good run in Japan. The best is yet to come. That's right.
So, Sydney, things are heating up for you now. Planet of Food. Tell everybody, Tea with Charles listeners, where they can find you on the internet.
Sure. Everyone, please go to YouTube. You can watch our segments. They're about 15, 20 minutes long. We're all speaking Japanese, but you don't have to know Japanese to follow along because it's in English subtitles. And I have teenagers looking at it. They laugh at the same jokes in English and in Japanese. So that's a very good talent to have. You can balance comedy in two different cultures. But please go to the YouTube site, Planet of Food, and look for me, the woman with the crazy afro and the big glasses. And also we have on our Instagram page, Planet of Food, and you will see all of our shows, pictures, how we do this. We don't do everything in a studio. All of our shows are taped in individual homes and on a Zoom call, and we just put it all together with funny animated characters, all talking about food.
Well, that is fantastic. Everybody, I want you to go now. Stop. After you finish Tea with Charles podcast, go immediately to Planet of Food, Sydney's YouTube channel, and Planet of Food on Instagram. Follow, like, subscribe.
Yay! Please, please, please. Like.
Well, Sydney, it has been wonderful having you here on the Tea with Charles podcast. You are welcome to stop by anytime.
Oh, thank you. You're the best.
I'll be cooking up some natto for you and...
Oh, you are unbelievable. Oh, you're lovable too. Oh, Charles. Oh, we all love you here. Ooh, a big, big hug from Podcast Land.
Make sure to support the Tea with Charles podcast by getting your copy of my books and becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/Tea with Charles. Thank you for listening to the Tea with Charles podcast. Drive electric, keep on rocking in the free world, and see you next time on Tea with Charles.
That's all for now.